Hey everyone, Jay here, and time for our lab number 7. We're going to learn about testing input from a user. We're going to do some input validation much later on, but for now, this module we're learning about decision structures or logical structures, if statements. All right, and I want to show you there's some differences when you're testing values. You can test, I have a simple program that I've written 3 different ways. We're going to get input from a user, ask the user to type Y for yes or N for no. And depending on how we write it, we can get very different invalid responses or errors or whatnot. We're not validating right now, but we're just thinking in, I guess, more advanced terms about how we want to get our input. So I've got 3 different ways. Let's look at the first one here where we're going to test for yes. Okay. So got my input variable that I've created. I got up here and I set it equal to an empty string. And then I'm using the input command and sending a message to the user, please enter Y for yes or N for no. And when I run this, it will put that out and leave the cursor there. And then the user types in whatever they're going to type in and hits enter. Now, there's nothing forcing them to type in a Y for yes or an N for no. They could type in anything. They could type a number. They could type a special character. They could leave it blank and hit enter. We don't know what they're going to do. It's the user. Users make some weird errors in real life. Don't believe me? Keep doing this job. You'll figure it out. Okay? So this one we're going to test for yes. So I have my if else statement, and if input variable is equal to, got my double equal sign, that's a comparison operator. Is it equal to a lowercase y in quotes, or is it equal to an uppercase y in quotes? So we're doing a little bit of validating this, right? We're saying, hey, we're going to take lowercase and uppercase just in case they held shift or the caps lock was on or whatever, right? So we're going to test, we're testing for yes, right? We're testing if they put in the lowercase y or an uppercase y. If they did, we'll print out the message received yes. If they did not, they typed in anything else. If they typed the word yes, that's not a y. We're going to say it's a no. Okay. The next way we could do it, we're going to test for not no. Okay. So we're going to have the same message, input var equals input, please enter Y for yes, N for no. But my test is if input var is not equal to lowercase n and input var is not equal to uppercase n, if you mess up and you put an or in there, as long it's not going to work right, right? If it's not equal to lowercase n, they could type a lowercase n, and not equal to will be false. But then, or it's not equal to uppercase n, that will be true. And it will always be true. So make sure you type an and on this one. Okay. So if they type in the y, it'll be a yes. But if they type in 7, it will be a yes because that's not N for no. If they type in the word no, it will be a yes because that's not N for no. Okay, so this one doesn't work, but there may be instances in the future where you're writing some code and this does work. Okay, that's why I'm showing you this is a line of thinking that we might want to use in the future. All right, and now the last one, this is the most robust option. We're going to test for yes. Also, we're going to test for no. And then we're going to have that trailing else for anything else they might put. And this is the kind of thing that we'll use in the future for some more robust validation. But for now, input var equals input, please enter Y for yes, N for no. And then we'll test if input var is equal to lowercase y, or is it equal to uppercase Y? If one of those is true, received yes. Else, if none of those happened, input var this time equal to N, we're testing yes for, we're testing in the affirmative for a lowercase n or an uppercase n. And if the user input either of those, received no. And if the user input anything else, then we received something that's invalid. Okay, and now so this one is the most robust because it tests for both of the things that we want, and it leaves an option for getting a response we didn't expect. And although we're just printing out a message, in the future, maybe we could take some action. Hey, this is a response that I didn't expect from the user. Maybe I'll just ask the user to do it again, and I'll put in a little message to say that was an invalid response, do that again. Okay, so let's run this, and then we'll go from there. So we're going to run this, and we get the first one here where we're testing for yes. Please enter Y for yes, N for no. Well, I'm going to put in something else, and it says receive no. Well, I just typed in something else, right? Then we get to the second one where we're testing not no. I'm going to put in that same something else. And this time I got a yes. Then I get to the third one where we're testing, is it a yes, is it a no, or is it something else that's invalid? And I'm going to put that same something else response or input from the user. And this time I get received invalid. So with these three methods, as the user end, I put in the same thing every time. I put in a J, and that was not a Y. So the first one said no. It was not an N. So, or it was not an N. So the second one said yes. And in the third one, it wasn't a Y and it wasn't an N. So that's an invalid. All right. If you're doing this lab, the assignment here is copy all this down as you see it, pause, copy it down, and make sure it works, and turn it in, just like this, just like you see it. All right, that's it for this lab. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.